Good morning and welcome to a fairly cold but sunny morning. It's Sunday the 21st of November. As you can see, the fire's blazing away. Misty's now fast asleep on the sofa. She's had her dinner and I just need to sort a few jobs out today and plan out my vlog for this week. So today, being Sunday, it's water tank fill. I do that every Sunday. I'm going to run the engine and I'm going to show you hopefully the cure of a problem that I found last week when I ran it. She starts all right, there's no problem there, but on the control panel we have a readout of how many hours the engine's actually running, or in its lifetime, whereas you have a mileometer on a car. Because we're on water, we gauge the engine's life by the amount of hours that it's been actually running. And I noticed last week that the little display light was flashing, and sometimes it was showing the actual time and sometimes it wasn't. Pardon me, I've got a frog in my throat. I'm thinking that when I did the replace the horn switch, I had the control panel top off. And my thinking is that there must be a wire that's slightly loose, and that's my hope actually, because then it'll be an easy fix. So at some point today I'm going to get the screwdrivers out and get that panel took apart and have a look. So I've got to say the water tank to sort, the control panel to sort, because it's only what now 4 weeks to Christmas. I'm going to put my Christmas lights on the outside of Freedom. I've decided I'm not putting any tree up or anything until the 1st of December. And that includes Misty's stocking. This time last year it was already hanging up with presents in it, but I'm putting it up on the 1st of December. And yeah, I want to put the lights up on the outside. I also want to unbox the new, well, it's not a new router, but it's a new router to me. The B535 router. And get that sorted and do a speed test between the 311 and the 535 to see just how how much better, if any better, it actually is. And throughout the day you're going to get different reads, because obviously the demand on the Wi-Fi in the area. So at the moment I'm guessing that when I do the 311 test I'm going to be shooting somewhere around maybe 7, 8, both on upload and download. I have had it at night when I've been sat on the boat and I've done a test, and it's been 23, 24 up and down. So as long as the two routers are tested at the same time, obviously one after the other, the test will be fair. And I'm going to do 3 tests on each and then just take the average. So we'll get to see whether this 535 is better. I haven't bought a brand new one, the same as my omnidirectional aerial on the roof, which I bought last week off the marina. That's not brand new. That cost me, I think it was £40, and the router has cost me off of eBay, it's just come yesterday, and I think that was £47 delivered. Now they're obviously a lot more expensive if you buy them new, but then they come with a warranty. And my thinking is, if this 535 fails to reach my expectations, it's not a lot of money, and as long as it's better than the 5311, then it's the B311, it's got to be worth that bit of expense. So if I've improved my Wi-Fi for less than £90, I can't grumble. And it will tell me that I'm going in the right direction. So then I might look at what is now on the market that's better than the 535 and eventually invest in a brand new one. So yeah, that's what I'm on with today. And I'm just going to have a cup of coffee, and then I'm going to get that water tank filled. And while that's happening, I can go to the front locker on the bow and find them Christmas lights. I'm not going to show you me putting them all up in real time, but I might just fast forward it for you. And then tonight we'll get them set on the timer and on the pattern display, and I'll show you just how she looks. So I want to get the coffee. Oh. Right, so I'm going to start this engine up. I'll just see if I can show you There you see on the rev counter where it says VDO there, in that box when the engine's running it should give you the hours that it's running. So I'm just going to start it and I'll just show you what I'm seeing before I take the cover off. I'll just let the engine warm up first and then we'll have a look, see if it works or not. So we have to apply a bit of heat. Once it's got warm and plugged up, we'll right, just bring you over and you should be able to see it says 22.5 hours. That's as long as this engine's run since it was built. Now I can only assume that I've got low batteries, so we want some voltage getting to it, or it was just a loose connection, but at the moment it's behaving, so I'm not going to mess with it. What I will do, I'll let the engine warm up and then I'm going to turn it off, leave it for a few minutes, start it again, and if that is still recording the hours, which will chances are be like 23 by the time I come back to it, I'm not going to take the cover off. So yeah, I'll come back to you in a bit when the engine's warmed up and we'll see. Now you can see it's been running about 10 minutes, I haven't turned it off and the actual display's disappeared. So I'm going to switch it off and I'm going to get this cover removed and see if there's a loose wire. Now when I did the horn and I had to remove this to get to the wiring, I did notice that this cover is actually broken. It looks like it's been glued at some point. Obviously when somebody else has either worked inside here or when it was brand new, they've tightened the screw so tight. Look, there's a piece there that's actually broken off and it's just literally sitting there for now. This one's no better. The bottom two are fine, but both the top ones are, well, one's broken completely and this one here has got a crack in it, so that's not so good. I suppose the if it's put back together with some silicone it would be fine for now, but at some point I'm going to see if I can get a new panel and then just transfer all the lights and the switches etc across. But just for now we'll just need to see if there's anything obvious. It's not detrimental in so much as it's going to cause any engine run issues. It is nice just to be able to see a clear indication at any given time how long the engine's been running. So if you're out cruising, you can remember what it was when you started and you can look down and see, oh, I've been running for 2 hours or 3 hours. You know, it's instant. So, we'll do, let's lift this up, see if I can see anything, which clearly I bloody can't, pardon my French. So all the wires are in a plug. There's a few here that might just need tightening up. They're on screws, but I don't think they're a problem. There's a lot of wires going into a relay. And a second plug. So just getting everything a bit of a push down, just to see. And we'll just start it up and just see if it kicks back in. No. So that's something I'm going to need to look at, because it does work, but it only works periodically. So I'm going to guess that I'm going to need somebody with a set of gauge, voltage meter, something on it, to find out if there's a broken wire. But it's not detrimental, as I say, it doesn't interfere with the engine running, but it would just be nice for it to show on the clock. That's another job on my to-do list. Investigate why that's not working. I'm hoping you can actually see this. I've just run the first test with the B311, and I'm going to write the results down. We've got pings is 60, download is 11.28, and upload is 11.23. Now this is at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm doing this test, so we're going to run it 3 times, and then I'm going to get the B535 out the box and get it connected, and we'll see if it's any different. This is the second test. This time it's given 50 on the ping. Not as I understand what I'm doing, but we'll see what the results are. It's now doing the download, which is 6.20, and the upload is 11.71. So this is going to be the third test, again B311. This is connected to the omnidirectional aerial antenna, again 50 pings. It's amazing how it alters. You know, you think it would be sort of, I suppose it's the demand. 4.63 on the download, so that's really dropped down now, and exactly 11 on the upload. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to calculate these out and divide them by 3 to get the average. I'll give you them results. No, I won't. I'll save them results until after we've done the other test, and then I'll set you up and I'll show you this 5. I forgot the number of it now. 535. Was it 538? Well, anyway, whatever it is, I'll show you. 4. Right, let's have a look what we've bought. It is an unlocked router, which means I'm not tied into, say, 3.3 or EE or whatever it's called, EE, whatever it's called. So I should, in theory, be able to put my Smarty SIM card in and be up and running once I've put the passwords, etc. into the system. I think it's been well wrapped up. There we go. Huawei B535. So let's have a look in the box. Let's see what we've got. It assures me this is all in good working order, and I can return it if I have any issues. So you can't be any fairer than that. It was originally, it looks a bit, a 3 issued by them, because it has been unlocked. So we have the 2 antenna that come with it. I'm not going to be using them because we've got the omnidirectional on the roof. We've got a power lead, and then we've got the unit itself, and slot in the bottom for the SIM card. So I'm now going to disconnect the 311, move the SIM card over, connect this using the 2 aerial ports, and we'll run them tests again. Okay, so this is now got the SIM card in off my B311 into the newer router, and I've connected the 2 antenna aerial connections at the back. I'm now going to put the password into both my phone and my laptop, and then we'll run some tests, and then I'll tidy everything up once it's that I'm happy that it's all good. Okay, so now we've got the B535 connected to the omnidirectional antenna. Passwords are all put in, and this is the first of 3 tests. So I'm hoping the camera's going to pick it up, but I'm going to read the results out anyway, and I'm not going to cheat. It's now 22 minutes from doing the first test on the B311. It's now connecting. 46 on the ping. Definitely better. It looks at this already. On the upload, sorry, download is 48.85, and the upload, that was the download, is 48.85, and the upload was 19.37. That's the first test. So I run a second test. Pings are 40. The download, look at it fly now, this is definitely faster, is 50.29, and the upload is just sorting 19.31, very similar to the first test, that one. And test number 3, 40 again on the pings, and that is 42.5 or 05 should I say, and the upload 18.69. Now before I work out all the averages, let me just find the original bit of paper. On the first test, on the, let me just see if you can see me. 1 second, I'm going to put you up so you can see me. Well, it's definitely been worth spending the £90 or just under £90 upgrading. I'm going to show the final result when I've worked all these averages out, but on the 311 on the first test, the pings were 60, on the 535 46. The download on the 311 was 11.28, and on the 535 is 48.85, and the upload was 11.23, and on the 535 the upload was 19.37. On the second test on the 311 we had 50 pings as against 40, and the lower the ping apparently the better, as far as I understand it. On the 535 it was 40, on the 311 it was 50. The download on the 311 on the second test was 6.20, and the download on the 535 was 50.29. That's a rapid improvement. And the upload on the 311 on its second test was 11.71, and on the 535 was 19.31, and on the third and final test on the 311 the pings were 50, on the 535 they were 40, the download on the 311 was 4.63, the download on the 535 is 42.05, and the upload on the 311 was 11.00, sorry, and the upload on the 535 is 18.69. So I'm just going to, on a sheet of paper, I'll take a photograph of it and then put it on the end of this little slot here. I'm going to work out the average on these three, which is the 311 router, and then I'll work out the average for the 535. So we've only then got one set of figures on each to compare, but it goes without saying this 535 is, as I said in the last week's vlog, with the old aerial on the 311 it was a Morris 1000. With the omnidirectional aerial that I bought on Mercian Marketplace for £40 on the magnetic pole, it became an E-Type Jaguar. And now with the 535 connected to that omnidirectional aerial, I've now got a jet fighter plane. It is completely way better. So I'm hoping this will help you. I know I'm no Wi-Fi expert, and I don't profess to be. And I'm just giving the figures as they are on the screen from the test, and I've tried to run it as fair as I can. And there's chances are there's a lot I don't understand. There's maybe things I can do to make this Wi-Fi even better. But the other night I uploaded the vlog, this last Saturday's vlog that you watched, if you watched it, and it took on the B311 with the omnidirectional aerial, it took 2 hours. Now, to be fair, that's not much better than when I take my laptop to work and do it on what I call the normal Wi-Fi that we've got at work, which is, you know, in a town centre, plenty of reception for the signals, there was no issues with it, and it was still taking 2 to 3 hours. So I won't be able to tell you because obviously I'll be already uploading it, but it'll be interesting to see this week. When I upload this that you're watching now, I'm going to do it on board Freedom using my B535 router with the omnidirectional aerial, and we'll see. You know, I'm going to try and put together about 40 minutes of video, which is what last week's was for the vlog, and then we'll see just how much quicker it is, and I will tell you in the following week the results. But I know it was exactly 2 hours it took to do last week's vlog, which was about 50 minutes, and it'll be interesting to see, you know, how much faster it is in getting it onto YouTube, because to be honest with you, it's been a bit of a nightmare. I've been having to do so much of it on the boat, and then I have to take the laptop to work with me with all the data on it, and then I have to do the upload at work and I have to bring the laptop back home. And you know, it's just so much easier when once I've finished editing and I've exported the vlog into the file, I can just send that file straight up to YouTube and not have to sit here all night waiting for it to go. So definitely a good investment. The 2 little aerials that came with it, I'm going to put them somewhere safe because obviously they're going to come in handy at some point, I imagine. I'm now going to go on the roof. I'm going to, well, I've got to disconnect the aerials now onto the back of this 535, and I'm now going to put the cable under the handrail, because when I was doing it as a test I just threw it over the top, and I'll do them figures and I'll take a photograph, and that's me done for today. I've sorted my water tank, I've done my lights, I've brought some coal out of the van onto the boat, I've had Misty out for 2 walks, and I've got the Christmas lights on the outside, so they're sorted. I'll video them a bit later on and we'll see how they're doing. And I'll cut that in at the end of the light, so you'll have already seen them before I tell you that. And then it'll be time to cook myself something to eat, because I'm getting hungry. But first and foremost, get the kettle on, have a drink, get on the roof, sort the aerial, and then I'll do them figures. But happy man, less than £90, and I've got a jet fighter Wi-Fi compared to the old Morris 1000 that I had last week. Hope that's been of help. Cider of the week. Good evening and welcome to this week's Cider of the week and the end of vlog 71. And to say I'm chuffed is an understatement with my Wi-Fi system. I've run countless speed checks on it since the new router came yesterday, and never fails to astound me how good it is. I'm hoping, because I'm actually recording this before I do all my editing obviously, I'm hoping to have cut in a photograph that I've taken off of my neighbours John and Deb's boat. Now they're about, I should say, 15 metres away from me in a straight line on the same mooring, and they are hardwired into the marina Wi-Fi. And I put a speed test video on the marina forum, and John was saying that they was surprised because it's actually faster than what they're getting on the wire directly into the pontoon box that obviously then feeds into the marina Wi-Fi. So I've just been round and using exactly the same app on Deb's phone. She's just done some speed tests in front of me, and I did 3 before I went round, and my average was around 16, and her average was around 5.7 sort of figure. And considering my system is completely wireless and that's it, I think I've really made the right choice putting this Hawaii, whatever it's called, B535 router and this Omnilock directional aerial antenna on the roof. Can't fault it. Best thing I've done. So I've tackled that job, and now I've got, as you've seen in the vlog, a suspect wire, I think it is. I can't see it being anything really major that on my control panel, so I'm not actually getting all the time the readout of how many hours the engine's run. It does come up and it is recording it, so it's not a life and death thing, but I just like things to be right. So something else I've got to look at. And I've got my Christmas lights up on the outside, but Misty's stocking hasn't gone up yet, nor has the Christmas tree, but that'll be going up on the 1st or just after the 1st of December. So I've tried to keep this vlog a little bit shorter, as I promised I was going to do. So I've been to Aldi today. In fact, I got to Aldi and it was shut. Apparently the electronic doors weren't working, so they shut the shop. I thought it was quiet when I got to the car park. So I had to go to Aldi in Burton, which is about 4 more miles away. And the only cider that Aldi's got now on their shelf, but the looks of it, that I haven't already reviewed and tried, is this Western & Sons. And I'm sure I've done Western & Sons before. And this is vintage cider. And it's 6.8% volume. And 750ml bottle for £1.60. So I'm guessing you're getting a lot, because it's well, I don't know. Do you know that name? I'm gonna have to look back on my records, because I'm pretty sure I've done this vintage. It might. I'm sure I have. If I have, it'll be interesting to see if I score it the same. And this is a screw top bottle, so I haven't even got to get the bottle opener out. Does it give a description? Medium dry light sparkling cider, traditionally crafted with single year's harvest of English apples. Yes, there's nothing very glamorous other than it's a traditional, and it smells like a traditional cider. So good thing with it being a screw top. If I don't like it, I can see, put the top on and I'll give it to somebody's Christmas present. So if you get one of these bottles coming through the post, you know it's from me. So it's a lighter cider, as in colour wise. Nice amount of bubbles in it. Smells proper. Smells proper. Oh, now that's surprising. That is actually surprising. It is. That's nice. That's nice. It tastes like a proper traditional cider, which is, I suppose, it's supposed to be. It's got no nasty chemically aftertaste to it. Definitely taste the apple in it, that's for sure. That's quite nice. That is quite nice. That I could have with a meal. I come back to having it with a roast dinner or a steak or it's a barbecue or something like that. It'd be nice again as a social cider, icy cold on a really hot summer's evening if you're outside with friends. That's an enjoyable drink. It's quite a refreshing, not a heavy kind of drink. You know, some of these ciders you drink and it's like, whew, it's just overwhelming. But this isn't. This is really nice. You'll like that. So let me just show you that bottle, because I may have reviewed this before. It's just, I know I've done Western. So it's Western Sons. I'll put it right up there. Look so you can see it. Got that? There you go. Going to Aldi, it's £1.60. It's on offer, and I thought, oh, that sounds all right. And to be fair, I won't be wasting any on it. It won't go down the sink like last week's. And we got, and referring to last week's vlog, the experiment using my Canon G1X Mark II videoing part of the camera, wasn't impressed with it. So I'm now back on the iPhone 11. And the only reason I was quickly looking at doing that was to I was having issues uploading, getting all the pictures and videos off of this phone onto my Windows, because this is Apple iPhone, was an absolute flipping nightmare. I've spoken to more Korean ladies and Japanese and Chinese and God knows who else, bless them, on Apple's helpline, and they've, you know, how to do the hack into your phone or whatever it is they do so they can see what you can see. And they're all scratching their heads saying, well, there shouldn't be a problem because the laptop recognises the phone and the phone recognises the laptop. But oh my God, an average vlog would be maybe 30, 38, 40 small videos, so only 2 minutes long, some might be 3 or 4 minutes long, and then we graft them into the one vlog. To put them on a Tuesday, I could sit in front of that laptop for 3 hours sometimes, and it got to a point where I could have put it in the flipping marina. It recognised the phone, but it didn't recognise the computer. The phone didn't recognise the computer. Then it would say ready for download. Then you go to download. Then it can't recognise it. Then you have to turn the computer off. Then you have to turn the computer on. Still won't recognise it. Then you turn it. Oh, it was a nightmare. So we've gone back to the iPhone because I think it focuses better when you move things in and out. Just says he doing a demo. But I've now decided, and I've been experimenting with, all the videos so far for this week's vlog are already in a file on my laptop, and I'm now emailing them to myself using WeTransfer. So if you've had any issues getting pictures off your iPhone onto your Windows system, use WeTransfer, email them to yourself, and then open up your email on your laptop, and they're all sitting there just waiting to be downloaded into a file. I did it last night, half an hour, dead easy. Now you can put 2 gigs on for free, move 2 gigs at a time for free, so it's for big files, but I put the first 9 on as individuals and they all took 3 or 4 minutes. I then thought, oh, this is easy, I'll put the last 6 on all together, and that was just over a gig. Oh my God, it reckoned it was going to take 4 hours. So I cancelled the upload in the email, cancelled it, and then I did the remaining 6 transfers over as individual emails with a video attached to each, and again it worked out at 3 or 4 minutes each. A lot easier, comes through every time, no issues, nice and easy. And I've gone off on about that, and I forgot to say buy a bottle of this cider. It is nice, it really is nice, you will like it. And I'd score that an 8. I really do. It's not right up there with the top ones, but I think an 8 is it's a really respectable all-round, drink it all-round kind of cider. And I think I might go back to Aldi this next week and get 2 or 3 bottles and put it in my cider cellar for Christmas, because I think it's going to be a nice one to keep. So this week's been a bit more about technical stuff, not so much about hands-on DIY as such, or then putting my Christmas lights up. And hopefully the vlog will be a lot shorter, so you haven't had to sit up all night watching it. So all that remains, as I say every week, is for me to say, please subscribe. Give us a thumbs up if you like it. I see every week somebody's giving me a thumbs down, so there's obviously somebody who somebody's got it in for me, don't like it, I don't care. You know, it makes no difference, I'm still going to produce them. But yeah, it does help the channel grow. The more subscribers, the bigger it grows. And this isn't about money. I know there's a lot of people who've got thousands of subscribers and they get payments out of YouTube for doing it. Not my aim, honestly it isn't, nor is having Patreons and buy me a coffee and all this shenanigans. It's just not for me. Those who do it, all well and good, yeah, they're getting reward for putting the hours in and putting the vlogs together. I do this because it's great for my mental health. Might be ruining yours, but it's great, it's great for mine. So all that remains for me to say this week is, from Misty and Me, she's fast asleep. Cheers.